preview on the private schools. We had, let's see, one, two, three, four. We had 7 state champs, I believe, from TAPPS and
Wow.
SPC. I'll start with SPC, Dallas Hockaday in 4A, and Trinity Valley won in 3A. It was their second straight state championship. Hockaday, second in 3 years. Allison Camp moves over, got promoted. She was the assistant. Now she's the head coach. They're still kind of, both those teams are the top there at SPC. Trinity Valley, their star player Caroline Huseman, she just committed to Yale. She's a TAV kid, so they're gonna be right there in good shape come October, November. In terms
Right.
of TAPS, you had several. I believe all four. Okay, we had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. But all the TAPS champs in DFW, I believe, repeated. You had Plano Prestonwood
Westonwood, of course.
and 6A back-to-back champs. Argyle Liberty Christian 5A back-to-back champs. Grace Prep back-to-back 4A champs, and
Hmm.
then Red Oak Ovilla. They won 2A. I'm not quite sure if they went back-to-back, but they're always there in 2A. The thing now with 6A, because TAPS did some realignment too, you have Argyle Liberty Christian, 5A champ in 6A, and you have Plano Prestonwood in 6A. So they're going to meet in the playoffs at some point. Of course,
Right.
familiar with Prestonwood. Hard to believe year 3 now, but they're still loaded. Three. They won in 2022, loaded team. 2023, loaded team, and here they are,
Yeah.
third season, and they're still loaded, and it's led by Carrie Spears, their big outside hitter who's committed.
Right. Yep.
Hits is a Houston commit,
Hmm.
Barrel, and they have like 4 or 5 other D1 commits. But you got Liberty Christian in 6A District 1, Prestonwood 6A District 2. That's a tough district. I don't know if you got to see Prestonwood's new district. You have only 5 teams, but they all went to the playoffs, and I believe they were all regional teams. They all made the regional, had a regional appearance. So that's a tough district.
Wow.
So you're going to have one team sitting at home who could
Oh,
be
yeah.
potentially, I don't know, 25-7 or something, and they have to stay home. This is crazy.
Well, and if you're talking about Prestonwood, you gotta mention the GOAT, Ryan Mitchell. I mean, to me, he's the greatest current head coach out there. There's so many really good ones. Susan Brewer looking for state state championship number 10 down at Belleville. Michael Kane, what he's done at Dripping Springs, 6 state rings as well. And there's just so many great coaches out there. But Ryan Mitchell, I mean, there's nary been a season that he has coached that he hasn't been at state and won a state championship. So you got to mention him for sure. In 6A2, Bishop Lynch had a good run before Brian got to Prestonwood, and they're always kind of that team that you're always wondering, okay, how far will they go this year? It's not a matter of will they go, it's a matter of how far will they go.
Yeah, those are going to be some good matchups. Bishop Lynch has a Texas Tech commit in their libero, Maddie Smotherman. Plano, John Paul II has a couple. Chambliss is her last name. She's committed to Auburn. And then Ursuline has a couple of Notre Dame commits. I know Sophia Thornburg specifically. So that's going to be a tough district. I mean, again, I think Prestonwood takes that district just because they're Prestonwood and they have Coach Mitchell. I'm going to say they're not going to drop a district game, but it'll be a lot closer than we think.
Yeah, and Ryan does what the good coaches does. He gets really good non-district competition. He'll be down at Volleypalooza, I know for sure. I'm not sure what else is on their schedule, but he'll play the tough ones, and that's what just makes him better. And again, with the talent that he has, it's amazing. Macarius Spears, probably the best player in the state. I don't
Right.
think if you made that statement, not too many people would argue with that. for sure.
Yeah, and I need to confirm. Maybe you know the answer, but as is with all his state rings, is Ryan on his toes now, or does he still have a finger left?
You know, I want to say, and he's going to shoot me. There was six or seven at Lovejoy, and I think it was up to 8 2 years ago. So he'd be at 9 right now. I
Wow.
believe he's at. I will
So
confirm it, but I'm pretty sure he's at 9. And of
he
course,
could
I'll
be
get a
at number
text as soon
10.
as he sees this. You know,
He could
so
be at number 10 this season. That's just
yep,
remarkable.
yep, it is. It's amazing.
Okay, so we're gonna have a new 5A champ because Liberty Christian moved up. We're gonna have a new 4A champ because Grace Prep moved up. That's a tough district as well. They're in 5A District 1 with Flower Mound Coram Dio, Frisco Legacy, who moved over from District 2, and then a couple other ones that's a tough district. It's again in my preview, I list the 3 best districts I think, and in TAPPS, 5A D1 is definitely one. 4A, Lake Country is up there. Pantego is also up there. Their coach is Shane Sackett, his second year. He coached at Midlothian. Now he's at Pantego. I need to go check out what their star outside hitter Natalie Norton, who I believe is her sophomore season. She's coming off like 550 kills last year, but
Mm,
she was in a school like the only one I can think of is Westlake in the South Lake area,
hmm
where you can play varsity as like maybe seventh and eighth grade. She was at a school like that, so she's even though she's entering her sophomore year, I think she has 3 or 4 years of varsity experience, which that's pretty wild to me. But yeah, Pantego is going to be up there. Lake Country is going to be up there, and then Red Oak Ovilla, who was always at the top of 2A.
right.
Their district, 2A D3, is a 5 or 6 team district, and there's three district champs from last season,
Mhm.
and there's 3 state semifinalists in that district. You have the other Prestonwood, Prosper Prestonwood North. They're also the Lions. They went to
Right.
the 1A state semis last year. They move up to 2A, and then Ovilla beat Dallas First Baptist in the 2A title game last season. Well, guess what? TAPPS decided to put those two in the same district.
Same
So
district. Yep.
So we always like to talk about UIL. We have a lot to talk about UIL, but we can't forget about TAPPS. Some great competition, great teams, great players, great coaches, and
And speaking of which, real quick, I can confirm because I know Mitchell's going to be watching this and saying, "How do you not know?" I was correct. He's at 9. He had 7 at Lovejoy, and he's got 2 with Prestonwood. So he's at 9, looking for number 10 this year.
yeah, hopefully he's there and he has a chance because that's going to be a great story to hit that number.
Mm-hmm. That is
So,
pretty amazing, isn't it?
so he started the program at Lovejoy, and
Right.
he has the potential of tying, having the same number of rings as the program he started with. Lovejoy now has 10. They're going for number 11,
Right.
but
Mm-hmm.
it's insane. And to do that in what 15, 16 years,
Yeah.
that's the thing
Mhm.
we have to throw out is he has 9 titles in a span of 15 years. That's
That's
more than,
why he's the GOAT to me.
yeah,
He's, you know,
he's a
it's not
Tom
an easy
Brady.
choice, but he's the GOAT for sure.
He's the Tom Brady of Texas high school volleyball.
And by the way, Natalie Puckett, of course, was his under coach who's done herself pretty proud, racking up some rings as well. So